What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another video. Today we got a review for Space Marine 2, and it's from GameRanks 2. The before you buy, this is the most accurate, the most accurate you can get from game reviews. Before you buy is like the best thing to look at before buying a video game. Always check this out before buying any video game. And they're normally right. They're normally right. This is like, they play video games. I'm not looking at no IGN review. I'm not. But hey, shouts out to GameRanks. I'm gonna go ahead and like the video already. I'm already sub with the noties on. Y'all go show some love to GameRanks.
Hey, and we're back with another episode.
Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Also,
show we give you some straight up gameplay and our first.
And let me know if you get in this game too, because we
can
can like team
up.
up.
As usual, it's me, Jake Baldino, and today
Jake
I'm excited to be talking about
Shout out Jake.
Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. Now, this is the follow-up to the
This
2011
it looks so
Space
clean
Marine
already,
game, as well as just the next entry
so
in
clean,
a slew of games set in the Warhammer 40k universe. There's a lot of.
I just can't wait to get my hands on
racer
this.
now. They have everything. Full transparency, though, I am not a Warhammer guy or a Warhammer 40k person. I know very little about it, but I was a big fan of the previous game, like the original Space Marine game.
Okay.
And what I'll say now after playing this game is that I
too.
am all in now. I want to be a Warhammer fan.
Yeah.
This game is a blast.
The Warhammer
Space
community
Marine 2
is so cool
what video
also.
games should
Like,
be.
y'all
It's
are
like
so
the complete
amazing. I love
package
y'all.
here. You just buy it and it's good, clean, simple fun with action and
Form-
spectacle
form
with a
every-
side helping of
form
some good multiplayer too. Just so you know, I've been playing a review copy, and this footage was captured running on PC.
I'm gonna get there soon.
And
I'm gonna
it's
start getting
also
review copies of
spoiler-free,
games and
so
reviewing them
you're
for
good.
y'all.
Now, starting with the campaign, Space Marine 2 picks up many, many years after the events of the first game. Now, without spoiling anything really, Dimitri and Titus is once again brought into action to now help fight against the Tyranid alien
We found out
threat.
about that on the
Although conspiracy
information
looms its
video.
head pretty early on, and there's much bigger things afoot. You are a Space Marine, this big, brutish, armored fighter just bred for war, and you're a big chunky boy. You stomp your way through levels, you're smashing enemies in the face with your chainsaw sword or gunning them down with like heavy bolt guns. So think of kind of like the heavy, weighty, chunky broiness of Gears of War, but without a cover system, because you're a walking tank. You're a brute, you kill shit, and it's pretty awesome. But there is some level of thinking to the combat. You know, you have armor that deteriorates first before your health meter. So to get armor back, you have to do finishing moves on enemies. Now, melee is good for hacking away at the swarms and swarms of these smaller enemies around you, but ranged weapons and grenades are your friend for dealing with bigger enemies or tougher threats. So there's like a dodge roll. You can dodge roll, do all that. There's a parry. The parry window is pretty generous, and it's good for making a bigger enemy vulnerable, sometimes open to a very stylish, very cool, instant, quick pistol shot, or the parry will just instantly kill a smaller enemy. And the clever thought behind little moments in the game go a long way here, and like where I think the game is really cool. So like say a smaller enemy jumps at you, and you are free to then parry this attack, but because you're a Space Marine, like this is a Space Marine we're dealing with here, you just catch the enemy by the throat midair and smash it into the ground. It's these little integrations and bits of charm added into a straightforward third-person shooting action game that make it feel unique. You know, it really goes for the big sci-fi power armor fantasy. Movement is slower than your average third-person
of course,
character.
you're in that heavy outfit.
Titus is no Nathan Drake, but
heavy armor.
movement isn't slow in an annoying way. Controls are still tight, and you feel in control and efficient. Every melee weapon is a little bit different, you know, from a faster big knife.
Are they shooting
to
guns
a
too?
massive hammer, and they all have little combos and things you can pull off. Ranged weapons have a really good, distinct, heavy, like feel to them. And the further into the campaign, the more you get exposed to different weapons that have a different feel to them or different variation or use case that shakes things up pretty well. Also, although I played this on PC, I did play a lot of it with a DualSense controller, and the DualSense integration here is pretty good. And the campaign is able to be played solo or cooperatively. And because of this, you always have two squad members by your
Jay
side,
from
whether
Shark
they're your
Hockey
friends
Legacy, we
or
definitely gonna be
AI
playing this.
controlled. This gives the game, again, like a distinctly Gears of War-ish feel, where you have your war buddies with you at all times.
That'll whip.
You get to know them, and the game often hits you with like checkpoints where you need to regroup and then hit a button to open a door to the next area. So structurally, that does get a little predictable after a while. But what is fresh and surprising is just the level of chaos and creativity that goes down here. You're often in like staggeringly massive looking areas, watching hordes of enemies swarm their way towards you. If you've played the developer's previous game, World War Z, which I actually
World War Z was a banger.
It had some good ideas. Or maybe you played
see what I mean?
Third person.
See what I mean about Game Ranks? See what I mean about Jake? They play video games. He just said the World War Z game was pretty good. It was underrated. It was. The mechanics was pretty good. I like the World War Z.
An Alien shooter, Alien Fireteam Elite from like 2-3 years ago. You know what to expect here.
Be ready to move. Proceed.
Oh, Barry. Take it. Take it. Nope. Take it. The chainsaw sword is so fire.
The game equips you and empowers you to just blow away these endless hordes of enemies. And it can be thrilling and challenging when you get overwhelmed too. Thankfully, there are multiple difficulty modes as well. So enemies are exploding as they like pile in like waves. Blood and guts and particle effects are everywhere. But I'll be frank here with one of my few negatives of the game. About halfway through the campaign, the gameplay loop of shoot, dodge, parry, explode, finisher, that it gets a little bit repetitive. It feels a bit rinse and repeat. Thankfully, structurally, the game.
A lot of games can get rinse and repeat, though. It's like a lot of games get repetitive.
Like I said, good new weapon placement throughout the game, as well as creative scenario change-ups. You know, 1 second you're creeping.
Only game that
through
doesn't get
a
repetitive is like I feel like
filled
Devil
with
May Cry
monsters
doesn't
and
like get
blood.
repetitive.
Seconds later, you're on a massive battlefield watching multiple enemy forces duking it out in real time. Buildings falling down, ships in the sky, tracer fire. There's just absolutely incredible video game magic here. So while you're often doing the same simple killing, there's sometimes like a boss to mix things up, or a push uphill, or you get a jetpack for a bit, or there's like a whole long-range sniper sequence or a scary sequence.
I'm not
it is
doing
paced
good on that.
Very well. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up about a little bit of that, like, you know, base level gameplay loop repetition. Now, I just want more, like a longer campaign, more enemy types, more sequences, more to do. Still, I do feel like this was a decently full meal of a campaign. You know, the story is a bit hard to follow, but I'd say you don't need to be a Warhammer expert at all. Like I said, I'm not. But just be sure to make yourself familiar with the events of the previous game, because a lot of key moments connect and are important. You can play it in a bubble here and get by and understand what happened in the last game just through playing. It's kind of told to you, but it's much, much better if you played the original or at least watched a YouTube recap or something. Trust me on this.
I think I'll watch a YouTube recap. I will watch this whole ad, but sorry.
The campaign took me just about almost 10 hours, which I know doesn't sound like a lot. In its defense, it doesn't overstay its welcome, and like I had said before,
10-hour campaign
really well. So if you loved big, bombastic, goofy single-player campaigns from the Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3 era,
I missed that era.
This is the game for you.
Yes.
And the 10 hours, in my opinion, didn't really hurt
like
my
a
experience,
good old Gears of
because
Wars
the
3,
game also offers
2 was
multiplayer
fire.
that like I actually wanted to play. Instead of a shoehorned multiplayer mode, like the developers here offer a really good experience that feels primed for way more in the future, but like not in a cynical way. At any time during your campaign, like back at your hub ship, you can walk over to a computer terminal and switch over to 2 multiplayer modes. There's Operations, which is PvE, and Eternal War, which is PvP. The Eternal War PvP I wasn't able to access because servers weren't live. Now, personally, I'm not the most competitive person, so I may not be the best judge on it
definitely
anyway,
hopping
still,
on PvP.
The jury is still out on this mode and how it will shake out over time. As of right now, there are 3 different game types. I was able to see at least how it all works, though, like character classes, progression, stuff like that, which also works similarly for the PvE stuff, Operations. These, as of right now, offer 6 big, lengthy missions that you jump into with quick
Yeesh.
matchmaking or with friends with an invite.
Come here. Yanking them off.
High-ranking Chaos Tide eliminated.
I'm so amazed. It looks so good.
And there's also going to be crossplay, which is impressive and very nice. Good thinking here. Now, these operations are actually connected to the main campaign story. So you're often like the B team on the same battlefield, tasked with a different objective. You hear about
That's
it quite
cool.
a bit throughout the campaign.
cool.
Now, I've jumped into quite a few of these operations bits with friends and had a good time running and gunning, placing bombs, and completing missions. More of these are apparently in the works to be added over time for free, allegedly,
Oh,
which is something
that's really
I
good.
really appreciate. It's good, fun, semi-mindless shooting and blasting with friends, and it can just be a really, really good, fun co-op time. Now, what really helps it out are the different classes available for most modes. This helps really shake up what I talked about in the single player with kind of like that a little bit repetitive gameplay loop. Here, you can choose a standard guy, a kind of
Heavy,
recon guy, a sniper,
bulwark,
like a
vanguard.
tactician, a shield guy.
I'm definitely doing
super
assault.
heavy. They all offer a lot more variability with their own special ultimate attacks and just a bit of a different feel. I often went for the heavy gunner a lot of the time because it's a good change of pace. He's even chunkier and slower with a big, powerful minigun and just really, really cool looking armor. And that's where the progression stuff comes in. You can rank and level up, and there's like a full suite of customization for your armor. You know, think colors.
Definitely going to be in the
cauldrons,
customization.
greaves, chest
Y'all know if
pieces,
y'all know me,
helmets, icons you can
I'll
put
be
on
in the
things, or
customization
just
menu
full
for
sets
hours,
that
bro,
really
before I
flex
even
the
touch the
fashion
game.
and design of the Ultramarines, like
That's
holy
one of
crap,
my,
they look insane. This
problems.
player expression is good, and a lot of it is tied to a kind of progression tree for unlocks. There's also weapon mastery to level through as well. Just a lot of stuff to check and keep busy for multiplayer completionists. A surprising amount, really, considering, like I said, just like 3 PvP game modes right now and, 6 operations style co-op missions. It's a lot, and it's where I hope the game continues to grow over time. It feels like the foundation is in place, the unlocks, the progression, the customization, and now I just
They're
want
definitely
more
gonna
to play
be
through, and I'm happy to wait.
updating
As
this
of right
game.
now,
Like, they're
there's also
definitely
no in-game shop or microtransactions. Switching gears a bit, the game also looks absolutely fantastic. Like, on the one hand, yes, their graphics are very good.
Remind me
The
of
tech
face
on
huggers.
display here, the amount of enemies on screen, the particle effects, the lighting, the colors, all of it looks great. Now, later on in the game, the campaign really goes like cuckoo bananas mode with the amount of crazy things going on screen at once, and your game might
Most
struggle a
definitely.
bit with that. Otherwise, I had a really smooth experience.
Hear
with
that,
only one
PC? You're gonna
crash
be
when I was changing
screaming.
settings. It was pretty good. Character faces.
I got a
are
4060 in
little
there. I
bit
should be
lifeless
all right.
Sometimes, but otherwise, that's really my only complaint. It's the art department, like the visual style and design and music that really comes together and crushes here. This
Bam.
game is a gateway drug to the wide world of Warhammer. Like I said at the start, after this game, I am fully all in.
Oh, I just seen him
glimpses of
catch his
wider
arm, like, I
lore
was
in the
like,
game,
wait.
The alien races, the different factions of men, the Imperium, and the Emperor, and all of it is just really, really interesting. And even more so when it's steeped in like this absolutely gorgeous, creative, I don't know, grim dark design. Skulls, candles, cathedrals, and religious imagery mixed with authoritarian space empire capital ships and robots and wires and fuzzy old school computer screens and lasers. It's all just really like unlike anything I've experienced before. And the game, again, left me curious and really hungry for more. So
Hell yeah.
if
That's
you
what I
can't
want.
tell, in my opinion, this is a fantastic package of a video
Yeah.
game. Multiplayer, I actually am interested in, with no pay to win or convoluted microtransactions or weird currencies or anything like that. And with it, it
yeah.
feels kind of humble, and it's got room to grow out with more content. Along with that, an absolutely fantastic, if a bit short, campaign, fun sci-fi violence, a compelling main character, a fascinating world. Man, Space Marine 2 just really scratched that itch for me. But of course, this is a before you buy. You know how this goes by now. I give you some pros, some cons, and some personal opinion.
That's why I like before you buy.
In the comments. Let me know your experience with Warhammer. Let me know if you have any tips for me to get into Warhammer 40k. Of course, if you want to shoot me any more information about that, find me on my other YouTube channel or Twitter and Instagram. My username everywhere is @JakeBaldino. But thank you guys for coming around and watching Before You Buy videos. They're my favorite videos to make here on Game Ranks.
They're my favorite reviews.
What we're trying to do here, and maybe this video informed you or you appreciated the gameplay, clicking the like button does help us out. Thank you. But otherwise, we put out videos every single day. I'll catch you on the Friday news show and these Before You Buys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Heck yeah. I put out videos every day too. Trying to. Sheesh, man. Hey, man. Shout out to Game Ranks, bro. I love y'all. Shout out to Jake also. And shout out to y'all too. I really appreciate all the support y'all been giving me. Hey, been back. You know, I was gone for a week. Glad to be back. Love y'all, and see y'all in the next video. Peace. Oh, and I normally don't do this. If y'all got something y'all want me to react to, put it in the comments. Actually, I'm trying to see something. And I'm not gonna lie, I've been wanting to do like a little... Alright, I watch Corey Kenshin. I love Corey Kenshin. He used to do Spooky Scary Sundays. And I kind of miss that. And I want to do something like that. But I'm not trying to like, you know, steal off of him or anything like that. So like, if y'all got any ideas, let me know something. Alright, see ya. Peace.